Changing the oil in your Chevy Volt isn't tough, but there's a couple of things you need to know. I like to run the engine for a little bit. So I'm going to go in, turn on the car, and then when I pop the hood, the engine will automatically start running. But I'm going to let it warm up for 5 minutes just to get the oil a bit warm. You don't want it too hot. This is what the manual says about what kind of oil to use. As far as the oil capacity goes, you can see when you change your filter, which obviously you're going to do, it's going to be 3.5 liters or 3.7 quarts. You can see that the drain plug and the oil filter are really easy to get at. You don't have to have a lift. You can jack it up and slide underneath there, and it's pretty easy to get out. It has this weirdly small 10 millimeter drain plug, however. You know, this is why I hate when other people work on my cars. Somebody else, I let the dealership change the oil in my car last time. Clearly, there's a lot of torque on this, and it says 14 Newton meters. That's the equivalent of 123 inch-pounds, which is really very little. So, a good thing they didn't strip that out. I suspect this filter will be equally difficult to get off because the dealership guys put it on too tight. This is just way too tight. Ridiculous. You know, you would think in a professional auto repair shop, one of the things they would teach them is how important it is to do things by factory specs and not just crank everything down as far as they can. There's a number on that filter. It's an AC Delco PF65. Replace W. I don't know what that means. I want to show you this oil plug. It doesn't have a crush washer. It has a rubber O-ring on it. Again, I think the 14 Newton meters are all that's required to get this thing to seal. You might have trouble finding the exact OEM filter like that AC Delco PF65. And I think it might be different for different years too. So mine's a 2012. After some research at the AutoZone, the STP one is the one that I found that says it's equivalent. You can see it's definitely a little taller, but the diameter of the filter is the same, and it shouldn't matter that it's, you know, a 1/4 inch difference. So I'm going to go with that. Also, as I had said, I wanted to go with a 0W30 because it gets, I don't know, 40 below 0 Fahrenheit here, or Celsius, same thing. They don't have 0W30, at least not now. So the Quaker State was $20 less than the Mobile 1. And the thing you need to look for, and I'll show you in the manual, is that it's dextrose approved. I think dextrose 2 is the, that's dextrose 1, and then there's a generation 2. Anyways, this one meets those requirements. I don't think you need my advice on this. Just make sure everything's reasonably clean up here. Oil plug. Put a little oil on the seal of your filter. And we'll put this little spin on there. And then once it makes contact, I go just getting it hand tight so you can get it off again. As far as this plug goes, with its little tiny 10 millimeter bolt head, I'm going to follow the directions, which are clearly printed here, and just put 14 Newton meters on it. which is very little. I'll check it, make sure it doesn't leak, but I think that's all you need to do. Alright, the last couple of things you want to do is after you let it run for a little bit, let the oil drain back down. Give it just a couple minutes. Check it one last time. Make sure you've got the right oil in there, which is right up to this mark right now, the right amount of oil. And then just take a peek underneath, check the filter and check the plug and make sure there are no leaks under that. With the oil change, you're going to want to reset your oil reminder. So if you go to the oil section, hold down the select button, which is right here, select. You're going to hold that down. Are you sure you want to reset? Go up to yes. Push the select button. Oil life reset. It's reset to 100%. So that's all you got to do for that. Easy.